What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today when you talked about SoFi, pretty exciting start to the week. So up 3.43%. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's been coming out from the company itself, and whether this jump up in the stock price is justified or not. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So like I said, up 3.5%, a lot of volatility. So 686 the low and 720 is the high. 17.05 million shares have been traded within the first about hour and a half of the trading day. 40 is the average. So today is going to be a very heavy volume day. Oddly enough, at the time of doing this video, there has been no PR, no SEC filings, nothing like that. Of course, I already did do a video saying that for this upcoming Q&A set for December the 4th, I do feel that's going to be a fairly good catalyst, as they are going to be kind of giving a lot of good answers on at least what's coming next for SoFi, profitability, and many other things. So I feel like this is going to be the next hot thing, and maybe there's a little bit more of a rally associated to that. When it comes to Friday, this is the latest analyst rating coming down the pipeline from Citi, gave a $11 price target, but that wouldn't really have much influence on today's stock price. So I do feel today is merely just because of the technicals. So I'm going to go over everything that you need to know, but starting off with options. So $2.2 million in calls being purchased within the first hour and a half of the trading day. That is insane. 605,000 inputs, and looking at the specific calls shows all the strike prices, expiry dates. It does look like a lot of people are anticipating for this to be over about 750 by the end of the week. So kind of optimistic. Looking at puts though, it is anticipated to be below or sub $6. So you do have kind of both extremes when it comes down to that. But like I said, it is just merely piggybacking off the technicals. These are some of the big transactions that have occurred so far, and one large one stands out, so 1.86 million. But other than that though, definitely goes to show, especially based on the volume, that big money is getting into SoFi. But over and above this, let's talk on shorts and give you an overview of what they are doing. And as I always say, I will continue to say, I'm not here to say SoFi is going to be a squeeze. I'm just bringing this up as a benchmark. But shorts are increasing 227,000 shares today. 13.91% of the free float is being shorted, and 124.49 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is very, very low, so 0.58%. And you do see the manipulation happening once again. So the minimum is a negative 0.2%. So meaning there is brokers out there, oddly enough, paying people to short SoFi. So kind of weird when it comes down to that. And just to rule it out, as you can kind of see, shorts are increasing at the same time that this is happening. So shorts are doubtful about this ultimately, but they're not really having too much effect, which does signal that big money is buying this because they are fighting against shorts and they are winning. So kind of interesting stuff. Through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate that there is more than 10 million shares available to be shorted. So once again, kind of interesting stuff. And aside from that though, even if you do compare SoFi to a lot of other fintechs or just the banking sector altogether, the short interest is rather high. So I know I said that technically SoFi isn't a squeeze play because it's not, but I do feel that within the next couple weeks, shorts are going to gradually leave SoFi. And I think it most likely will get back down to around the 10% range, but that's just me, not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. One thing to note, I guess I should have covered this when I was going over options and stuff, but based on Q3, so this is updated information, it does show hedge funds did purchase about 19.5 million call options within Q3, which is an increase of around 27.03% from the quarter prior. So pretty good stuff. And based on all 13 F filers, it did show around 68.62 million versus the 58 from the quarter prior. So 16.93% of an increase. So big money does see that SoFi is going to do a lot of good things. And one way to do that is options. So if you don't know options, highly suggest in researching them because they can be very, very beneficial. And a lot of institutions absolutely love to do that. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that. But no matter what, options activity is just merely a segment. It does not move the stock price. So this 2.25 million or now 2.26 million does not move the stock price. So once again, just be aware of that. But let's talk on the technicals because I do feel that this is the driving factor why it is going higher. So with it at $7.11, looking at the fib levels, it is between this R1 and the R2. So it is actually doing a lot better than a lot of other growth stocks. And plus you can kind of see just a lot of the markets or indexes are flat today, if not red. So definitely SoFi is doing fairly well. So like I said, between the R1 and the R2, so $7.15 is going to be that next strong resistance, and vice versa, $7 is going to be that next strong support. But I wouldn't really consider it strong support since it didn't really, like, the market hasn't closed yet. So it still will probably flirt with that possibly throughout the day. But as it stands, this pivot point of $6.76 is going to be that next strong support to really rely on. So once again, I feel like a lot of big things are going to be coming SoFi's way, and a lot of people are just going to start looking at SoFi, their previous results from their earnings, and just like questions like, why the hell is this so cheap? So once again, that's just my own opinion, especially based on stochastic, though it is considered oversold. So you do see a nice bullish sentiment starting to form as well, and a number of retail investors are buying this up. So they've been getting out slowly since around November the 15th, and then it looks like since the 22nd they decided to turn the buying back on, and they are getting back in. So I do feel that bigger and better things are going to be coming, and one big transition is going to be occurring fairly soon, and that's going to be from moving from the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band. So like I said, I do feel that today's rally is just merely because of the technicals. There hasn't been any news, no kind of articles about SoFi, whether it be positive or negative. So it's just kind of stuck in limbo. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying or have you been selling? What have you been doing with SoFi? And I know I already mentioned this, but I highly suggest in researching options, because when it comes down to SoFi, you can be making a lot of extra money by selling premiums or collecting premiums, I guess. You can technically sell covered calls if you currently own the shares, or what you could do is sell puts. That is kind of my bread and butter, what I absolutely love to do every single Monday. A lot of my positions, I just sell covered calls in, and a lot of stocks I do really like, I like to sell puts, and that way I collect premiums, right? So it's a win-win in my opinion. So one thing to just consider. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Also, if you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.